I promise you, every single day, you would come onto the internet and you will see something that will either make you laugh, might either annoy you, might agitate your spirits, or you just have to go like, it is what it is. Please, let's watch this video before I get into the real gist.
Single mother with the phone, I'll just the verse. At the same time, I'll just the laugh. Because you know why? If you get all these vibes, all these teas, you get them and you still turn single mother. I mean, you can't use all these teas and vibes, take deceive. You will be second-hand product. Now me, you want phone.
Now, my beautiful mothers out there, especially the ones that are single, you see, when you see things like this, please do me a favor and do not react to things like this. This is actually funny in a way. If you react, it's only because you feel like you're used. It's only because you are not confident and sure of yourself. Because we all know that life happens. It happens the way it does, you know. I, for example, was in an 11-year relationship, which almost took me off the face of this planet, with the father of my daughter, and it took strength to leave that. Now, because of the mentality and how we were raised in a certain kind of way, and the world looked down on single mothers, I cannot lie. If I had watched this video 7 years ago, I would have felt offended, because what do you mean? But now I'm like, hold on. First of all, you call it used, I call it trial and tested, because majority of you also will get into relationships that you cannot even produce a spawn. Do you understand? Because life happens, you know. We are talking about women, strong women that actually get to raise their children by themselves with no help from anyone. Still go to work, still maintain their homes, still pay all their bills without needing help from anyone. If that's not an applaud deserved, I don't know what is, honey. And you say, oh, she has audacity. Baby boy, the only reason you have the mouth to speak is because your ego is hurt. Your little is hurt, okay? It is okay to get rejected. And sadly, unfortunately, a lot of men, I'm not saying all men, a lot of men actually don't know how to handle rejection. To them, it hits them straight in the gut and they get all emotional for, oh my God, look at you. A lot of men, while I was growing up, you know, would say, oh, I like you. And when I tell them I'm not interested, they turn around and say, you're not even that beautiful. Bruh, you think I don't walk around? My whole house has mirrors. Honey, I see myself, so I don't even need that validation from you, because if you wanted it at the beginning, it is what it is. So women, please, this whole narrative of, oh, you are used or you're not good enough, life happened to you. Do you understand? All I ask is, now that that child is here, please don't be a way. Please actually take your time to raise your child into a strong, beautiful human being. Now, let me even give an example of who I consider a strong mother. Now, a lot of you know exactly who this lady is on the screen. And when I say I have never been more proud of anyone than I am of this lady right here. And let me explain why. Now, I saw her content a while ago. I think I followed her on TikTok, but I wasn't following her anywhere else, you know. There was a video she made of trying not to do the whole fake life thing, you know, like going to a restaurant and seeing the price and ended up going to a kiosk to buy food, you know. And I started following her from that. And I'm not gonna lie, this woman has graced my page, and you would even see me in her comments. I'm in her comments. I hail her because, see, there's nothing I love in this life more than talent. There's nothing I like in this life more than good feeling, because the truth is we go through so much as people on a daily basis, and we need some form of distraction. We need something to lift us out of that dark space. And out of everyone, I could say this is one woman's page that I will follow until doomsday. Now, with majority of you following her, you would know that recently she had a baby, you know, she was engaged or something like that. I'm not going to go into the deepest parts of her story because it is her story and she deserves, even if it came out now, I think she has earned the right to just have that moment for herself. Now, if I respected this woman before, I respect her 20 times more now. Because as much as she was putting smiles on our faces on the internet, she was going through a very difficult time in her life. She was going through it literally. But guess what? Even when she was pregnant, even when she just had a newborn baby, even when she was crying herself to sleep, she still showed up. She showed up. No one, if she didn't come out to tell her story right now, no one would know anything is going on with her. And that I can respect. So for the rest of the world would look at you and say, but you're used. It is what it is. Certain people will always call strong women certain words. And guess what? Everybody's used to it by now. The amount of stress, even families that they love each other and maybe going through financial difficulties, understand how difficult it is to raise children. Even families that are rich and have every financial capability understands what it is to raise children. It's not a joke. So now imagine putting that pressure on one woman carrying everything: school, mental health, doctor, chef. She's everything. And you want to mock that? And what is so strange is that when you see single fathers, I see them all over the internet, and I feel like, oh my God, like what happened? Or there are a lot of great single fathers, right? But if you see how single fathers are praised, you think, what happened to the women who do this? But hey, I guess we're not comparing today. Whatever you want to feel about single mothers, I'm no longer a single mother, but I could relate to things, and it's still, sometimes it might pinch me when I hear certain things, because I, and God knows how much effort and sacrifices I had to make sure my daughter was not just growing up and provided for, but okay up here. I know how much I had to go through. So I hail every single mother. And like I said, once you've decided to have that child and go through with it, please be the ultimate best. Understand that you have to infuse greatness into that child, and don't raise a child that the world will condemn. Don't raise a child for you. Raise them prepared for what's out there. Don't sugarcoat things for them. Let them know what they are going to expect out there in the world. And the rest of it, just stay safe. Please, guys, stay safe out there. If you're not financially, emotionally, physically ready to have a child, please leave it alone. Leave it alone. Especially as a woman, because I keep saying we live in a very ugly world. People will criticize you for even breathing the wrong way, for even snoring. So imagine this, we're not there yet. Our world is not evolved to that point where women actually can relax. We're not there yet. But anyway, to those of you single fathers, single mothers that are struggling and taking care of your children, more power to you. May you always be blessed and have the grace to build your kid up. Okay? Kiss, kiss.